Imagine a phone battery that only works between 20% and 70%. Below 20%, the phone dies. Above that, the phone overheats. In math, we write that safe zone like this. Use greater than sign for the parenthesis on the left. For the parenthesis on the right, you use less than sign. This means that x cannot be 2 and x also cannot be 7. The only numbers allowed would be the numbers between 2 and 7. So if you are changing this interval notation to inequality notation, it will be x is greater than 2, at the same time x is less than 7. So to put everything together, you have 2 is less than x less than 7. So this means that x represents all numbers between 2 and 7. You have to be careful not to confuse this with the coordinates 2, 7 in graphing. So in this scenario, think of your bank account, okay? You are allowed to be in overdraft a little, but there's a limit to overdraft, and there's also a maximum you are allowed to cross. So anytime you see parentheses, the inequality does not include equal signs. So for this example, the parenthesis means no touching. The numbers must be greater than -4 and also less than 7. This parenthesis means greater than. This means use less than sign. This means that x cannot be -4 and x can't also be 7. It means that only the numbers in between -4 and 7 are allowed. That means x can be greater than -4 and x can also be less than 7. So if you put everything together in an inequality notation, you will have -4 is less than x less than 7. Meaning that x represents all numbers between -4 and 7. Thank you for your bank account going negative. There is no official bottom, but once you pass a certain point, you are in trouble, right? In this example, you can go as low as you want, but you are not allowed to touch or include -5 because this parenthesis means greater than sign and this parenthesis means less than sign. That is to say, x cannot be -infinity and x can't also be -5. Only the numbers in between are allowed, okay? So x is greater than -infinity, but infinity is not a number, right? X is greater than -infinity or x is less than -5 because infinity is not a number. It never ends. You keep going and going and going. So if you want to change this interval to inequality notation, it will be x is less than -5. This means that x represents all numbers that are less than -5. If you need an example, think of minimum requirement, like you must be at least -3, but after that, there is no upper limit. Whenever you see this bracket, it means greater than or equal to. When you see this parenthesis on the right hand side, it means less than. This means that x can be -3, but x cannot be infinity, meaning x can be greater than or equal to -3 and x is less than infinity. Infinity is not a number, right? It never ends. It just means keep going. So to represent this interval notation in inequality notation, you have to include -3. So that will be x is greater than or equal to -3. Let's use a daily life example. When you see this scenario, think of it like an exam score. You can pass if you get at least 5, but 8 is the cutoff grade. You can't reach it. That's what this scenario means. The square bracket means greater than or equal to, meaning x can be 5 or x can be greater than 5. The close parenthesis means less than. That means x is less than 8, meaning x cannot be 8. So what this means is that x is greater than or equal to 5, but x is less than 8. So to change this to inequality notation, you have 5 is less than or equal to x less than 8. X shows all those numbers that are greater than or equal to 5, but at the same time, x is less than 8. For more examples on how to convert interval notation to inequality notation, please do check out more examples on KokoChem Education YouTube channel. If you find this useful, please like, share, vote, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Always remember that practice makes permanent.